we go about developing those managers and doing some type of succession planning with them? Because they were the best performer. Someone quit or we grew and we needed a manager. Spotlight's on that best performer. What are some of the steps we can take to develop them rather than losing them because they're in over their heads? They enjoy being an individual contributor and they're now responsible for others' work.
Right. So one of the things that I dealt with at the very first company I was with was that we were not doing a good job of keeping up with the value. And so the value of the guy was doing this. And these were technicians, but I've also found this works for managers or whoever, is that their value was doing this because we were training them. But what was happening was the compensation was not keeping up with their value. So I came up with a thing called value pathing. And it's basically a career path on steroids, where what you're doing is you're showing how you can take that person from being that warm pair of hands to being that senior guy that you need, whatever he is. And but you're doing it in such a way that you're keeping up his compensation. One of the things I tell people is that there's no reason to compensate people on time served. Time served generally has nothing to do with it. It has to do with what are they doing, what are they developing, and what can they show that they've actually learned. Okay, and they can run a job or something like that. And that's the issue that I was actually the number one problem we were losing, that employee turnover in that when I was talking about that company, is that you've got to be able to show them the path. And especially for the younger generations, I can't tell you the number of people that I've talked to that they said, Clark, if I had value pathing at my last job, I'd still be there. Because you have to show them that clear path. This thing that, this idea that, oh, just hang out for 5 years and let's see how it works out. That doesn't work with the younger generations. You've got to break it down. And what I've always found, Kristen, what's interesting about this, when I go into organizations, they generally have the developing. They've got the developing piece put together. It's what they don't have is tying it to the compensation so that you're bringing that person compensation and you're motivating for them to take over their own training.